During the competition, an unexpected twist challenged Emma's team. They had to adapt quickly, using everything they had learned to overcome the new obstacle. The day had started like any other in the competition. The sun was high, casting a warm glow over the arena as teams prepared for what they thought would be a routine challenge. Emma's team was no exception, meticulously going over their strategies and ensuring every detail was perfect. However, as the horns signaled the start of the event, the announcement came through the speakers, freezing everyone in their tracks. Attention competitors! Today's challenge comes with a twist. You will face an unprecedented obstacle that requires ingenuity, teamwork, and quick thinking. Good luck! Emma's eyes widened as she met the gazes of her teammates. They had trained for months, but nothing could have prepared them for the uncertainty ahead. The twist was revealed moments later, a sudden terrain change in the middle of their course, transforming the familiar into the unknown. The path ahead, once a straightforward trail, now split into a labyrinth of shifting walls and hidden traps. It was a test of adaptability and cohesion under pressure. Emma took a deep breath, stepping forward to rally her team. "We've got this," she said, her voice steady. "Remember our training. Trust each other and stay focused." The team nodded, determination replacing their initial shock. They divided tasks based on each member's strengths, with Emma leading the charge. Communication became their lifeline as they navigated the maze, calling out obstacles and coordinating their movements. At one point, they encountered a seemingly impassable barrier. Emma recalled a technique they had practiced but never perfected. With no time to hesitate, she instructed her team to form a human ladder, leveraging their combined strength to scale the obstacle. Minutes felt like hours as they made their way through the course. Exhaustion threatened to overtake them, but the bond they had forged kept them moving. Every decision was a gamble, yet each step brought them closer to the finish line. Finally, they emerged from the maze, breathless but victorious. The crowd erupted in applause, recognizing the sheer willpower and unity that had carried them through. Emma's team had not only faced the unexpected twist but had triumphed over it, proving their resilience and unwavering spirit. As they stood together, the announcement of their success echoed through the arena, a testament to their hard work and the unbreakable bond they had formed. The results were announced, and Emma's team placed second. Though disappointed, they were proud of their achievement and the journey they had undertaken. Emma stood among her teammates, the air thick with anticipation and the sounds of celebration from the winning team filling the venue. She took a deep breath, trying to steady the mix of emotions swirling within her. Second place wasn't what they had aimed for, but it was still an incredible accomplishment. "Hey, we did great," said Sarah, putting a hand on Emma's shoulder. "Remember where we started?" Emma nodded, a small smile forming on her lips. They had come a long way from the initial planning stages, overcoming countless challenges and setbacks. The friendships they had formed and the skills they had developed were invaluable. "Yeah," Emma replied, her voice gaining strength. "We have a lot to be proud of." As they gathered for a group photo, the sense of camaraderie and mutual respect among the team members was palpable. They knew this wasn't the end, but rather a significant milestone in their journey. Emma glanced at the trophy in the hands of the winning team, feeling a surge of determination. There would be other competitions, other opportunities. Today was just one chapter in a much larger story. Next time, she thought to herself, we'll take first place. Returning home, Emma and her team were greeted as heroes. The entire school celebrated their success, and Mr. Donovan's faith in them was vindicated. The courtyard was adorned with banners and balloons, students and teachers alike cheering as Emma and her team walked through the gates. The air was electric with excitement, and the sound of applause was deafening. Emma felt a surge of pride and relief wash over her. They had done it. They had accomplished what many thought impossible. Mr. Donovan stood at the front of the crowd, a broad smile on his face. His eyes shone with pride as he watched his students bask in the glory of their achievement. "You did it," he said, his voice carrying over the din. "I always knew you could." Emma exchanged a glance with her teammates, Mark, Sarah, and Liam. They had been through so much together, and this moment felt like the culmination of all their hard work and perseverance. Mark, ever the joker, nudged Emma and whispered, "Think they'll make a statue of us?" Sarah rolled her eyes but couldn't hide her grin. "If they do, I hope they get my good side." Liam, usually the quiet one, simply looked around, taking it all in. "We did it," he said softly, almost to himself. The celebration continued well into the evening, with speeches, music, and dancing. Emma's parents were there, beaming with pride, and she could see the joy in their eyes. Her mother hugged her tightly, whispering, "We're so proud of you, Emma." As the night wore on and the festivities began to wind down, Emma found herself standing alone for a moment, looking up at the stars. She thought about the journey they had been on, the challenges they had faced, the fears they had overcome. It hadn't been easy, but standing there, she knew it had all been worth it. Mr. Donovan approached her, his expression thoughtful. "What's on your mind, Emma?" She smiled. "Just thinking about everything we've been through. It feels surreal." He nodded. "That's the thing about journeys, they change you. And sometimes the return home is just the beginning of a new adventure." Emma looked back at the crowd, her friends, her family, and felt a sense of calm settle over her. Whatever came next, she knew she was ready. After all, they had faced the impossible and come out victorious. The future was theirs for the taking. And with that, Emma rejoined the celebration, her heart full and her spirit soaring. With the project behind her, Emma felt a sense of lightness she hadn't experienced in months. The final presentation had gone off without a hitch, and the client had been more than pleased with the results. Now, as she walked away from the towering glass building that had been her second home for so long, a new chapter in her life was beginning. Emma took a deep breath, savoring the crisp, cool air of the early morning. She decided to take the scenic route home, letting her mind wander as she strolled through the park. The leaves on the trees were a vibrant green, and the sound of birds chirping filled her with a sense of peace and renewal. As she walked, Emma couldn't help but reflect on the journey that had brought her to this moment. The late nights, the moments of doubt, and the small victories had all culminated in this feeling of accomplishment. She had grown not just professionally, but personally, learning more about her strengths and how to leverage them. With the project completed, Emma's calendar was suddenly wide open, and she found herself excited by the possibilities. She had always wanted to travel, to see the world beyond her office window. Maybe she would start with a trip to Italy, a place she had always dreamed of visiting. The thought of exploring new cultures and cuisines filled her with a sense of adventure. Emma also looked forward to reconnecting with herself. The project had consumed so much of her time and energy that she had neglected some of her favorite hobbies. She envisioned herself getting lost in a good book, painting in her small studio, or simply enjoying a quiet evening with a cup of tea and her favorite music. As Emma reached her apartment, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The end of the project was not just a conclusion, but a beginning. She had proven to herself that she could take on enormous challenges and come out stronger on the other side. With a smile, she opened the door to her home, ready to embrace whatever came next. New beginnings, the words echoed in her mind as she stepped inside, closing the door softly behind her. This was her time, and she was ready to make the most of it.